Hey everybody, welcome back to The Joyful Candle on YouTube. I wanted to hop on here today to talk a little bit about my mid-September empties, my candle empties to start. So I was trying to decide, I didn't burn through as many candles this first half of the month as I usually do. Part of the reason for that is I've been really dedicating and focusing on reviewing Caramel Sundays candles for that September restock and Kringle candles from the pre-order, since those candles launch here in the next day or two. So I was gonna wait and maybe just do like a whole September empties video since I don't have as many, but I figured that in my opinion, I like to spend a little bit more time on the candles, and so I don't want to feel like I'm rushing through a ton of candles. So I figured I would just do a quick little video on what I've burned through so far. Today is September 16th, so we are about halfway through the month. So let's get started. And I will do a home and beauty empty as well. I have, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll just talk about all of those in this video because I don't have as many home and beauty empties for mid-September. So let's just get it all done. So let's start with the Caramel Sundays candle. So I finished up Dad's Blueberry Cobbler from Caramel Sundays. This is their 22 ounce 2-wick vessel. And it got kind of weird towards the bottom, but I think that's because I like sloshed it around when it was not quite hardened all the way. Also, as I'm thinking about it, just take a sec to appreciate this beautiful Nixie candle stand from Saltbox Lane. I've been waiting to get my hands on that and it finally restocked. So I ended up placing an order from Saltbox Lane to get this really pretty holder. So it, as you can see, it does fit Homeworks 4-wick vessels, and pretty much, I mean, I feel like this is the largest like circumference candle that I own, so it's really nice that these fit on here. But so beautiful. And I'm burning Berry Pumpkin Waffles, one of my favorites from Slack & Co. So anyway, sorry, back to Dad's Blueberry Cobbler from Caramel Sundays. As you guys, if you've listened to my review, you know that this is like one of my new favorite blueberry fragrances. Let me read through the notes really quick. So top notes of buttery and fruity, middle notes of blueberry, spiced cinnamon, and brown sugar, bottom notes of vanilla bean. This was absolutely stunning. So one of the things I really like about this scent is that it's not really a pastry, like you're not getting the pastry note out of this, you're getting like the warm blueberry sugary filling. Somehow they capture like, it smells kind of burnt right now because it's all gone, but it is just absolutely gorgeous. Like if you're a fan of what's it called, Farm Stand Blueberry from Slack & Co, you would love this. This is like a version of that, but even more sugary and sweet, and you get that brown sugar, you get the blueberry, the cinnamon, buttery, like it is delicious. Was great all the way until the end. The wax did get a little bit sooty, but that can sometimes happen towards the end of Caramel Sundays candles just because of the vessel. I mean, very minimal soot around the top. Just a beautiful, beautiful clean burning candle. So hopefully you guys were able to get your hands on the 4-wick of this in the September restock. I do have the 4-wick and I'm loving it so far. So thumbs up for me. Let's next do one of my Yankees that I picked up from my Yankee haul. So this is Golden Pumpkin. This was one of their small tumbler jars. So this, in my opinion, like this size is perfect for a bathroom. Honestly, I really enjoyed this fragrance. This was a very nice, kind of cozy, creamy pumpkin. I didn't get a chance to do a dedicated review on this. This was perfect, like strength and throw wise for a bathroom or a small space. Burned really, really well until the end. It just once it, like, I think by last time I burned it, the wick clip extinguished it. So it made that kind of like little circle here, but really a good fragrance. So honestly, I kind of wish I would have picked this one in like a 3-wick or a 2-wick so I could do like a more dedicated review on it. But anyways, nonetheless, I really enjoyed it. So let me read the scent notes for you guys because I think it's helpful. So Golden Pumpkin has notes of bright bergamot, lemon peel, raspberry, and orange zest. Middle notes of ginger, warm cinnamon, spice, clove. Base notes of vanilla bean, golden marshmallow, sweet caramel, sandalwood, and sugared musk. Interesting. There's not a pumpkin note in that at all. So I actually kind of, I mean, whatever they did to like bring the notes together really kind of made it feel like a pumpkin fragrance. I didn't really get like the bright bergamot or like the lemon peel. This was more of like a warm cinnamon with a little bit of caramel, marshmallow, and I did get a pumpkin note in it. It was really nice. So let me know if you guys have tried this in any other versions. I believe this is a new scent this year. The one thing that really bugged me though is like so cheap looking. Like, guys, just put the label on right. Like, I can't fix this unless I take off the label and put it back. So that annoyed me, but whatever. Still a good scent. Okay, let's run through my Bath & Body Works candles really quickly. And we'll try and make this video not super long. Okay, so let's do this one first. Champagne, apple, and honey. This is a beautiful apple fragrance from Bath & Body Works. You can see here, it did get a little bit sooty towards the end. Come on, camera. But I mean, pretty much burned down to the last drop. This is gorgeous. So scent notes of pink lady apple, sparkling champagne, and jasmine honey. This is from fall of 2021. They have since gotten rid of this scent. They don't come back with this on a regular basis. This is a really pretty apple. I would say that this is not quite like Honeycrisp apple. This has similar qualities, very strong scent and throw, or strength in throw, probably like a 9 or a 10. This kind of like blows me out of the water. Like, you can smell this throughout my whole house if you light it in one area. The champagne, I don't know that I get kind of like a berry-ish, as in like a champagne toast. Maybe a little bit of that effervescence or like a drink type aspect to it. I don't know, this is just a really delicious apple fragrance. I do get a little bit of honey. I'm not sure what jasmine honey means, so I'd have to look that up, but you do kind of get that clover, kind of like sappy type honey enveloped in this, but this is not like your true like apple. So, I mean, that's not true. It's not your true, like, just not solely like a Honeycrisp apple. This is definitely like an apple mixed with other things. So I like it. I honestly don't know that I would probably pick Honeycrisp apple over this, but it's still a nice fragrance. Let's go to the next one. Next one is pumpkin apple. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you may have seen kind of some updates on this as I was burning. Let's go through the scent notes first. Red Delicious apple, fall pumpkin, fresh gourmand cinnamon, and clove buds. This is one of my favorite fragrances from Bath & Body Works that they come out with every year. This is such a beautiful mixture of apple. I mean, this is just nostalgic to me. You can see how it burned. So I'll talk a little bit about the performance here in a second. But it ended up finishing out strong. Did not start that strong. This is from 2022. So, delicious apple pumpkin fragrance with clove. It's kind of spicy, but in the best way possible. This is very nostalgic for me. This is a scent that I usually pick up every year just for the fun of it. It just reminds me of Bath & Body Works pumpkin apple is like, okay, fall is here. but I was a little bit disappointed in the performance of it. About halfway through, the wicks were completely puny. Would not pull out. I thought I was gonna have to crop this in order to finish it. I ended up pouring out a little bit of wax. I do like this packaging, it's okay. Sorry, it's trying to focus. There we go. I ended up pouring out some wax multiple times, and that did end up helping it correct itself, and then it ended up burning all the way through and extinguishing the wicks on its own, but it needed some help. So that part kind of sucks. I would say strength and throw, definitely high strength, probably a throw of like an 8 average, but performance, if I have to babysit a candle, so hoping that this year's version is going to be better. We'll see if I get around to burning that this year. Okay, so I'm at a total of 4 candle empties right now. I've got to pick it up a little bit because I need to leave the house here in a couple minutes. But I finished 2 more Bath & Body Works candles. So let's talk about Apple Macchiato. I love this fragrance. This is Washington's Finest Apple Macchiato. So they came out with this originally, then they came out the next year with just Apple Macchiato. It's the exact same scent. This came out in 2022. So notes of Washington spiced apples, hint of cinnamon, caramel drizzle, frothed milk. So honestly, this fragrance, I should smell these side by side, reminds me a lot of pumpkin apple, but with caramel. So, and with kind of like a more like drink, like milky type fragrance, but it has very similar qualities to pumpkin apple, which I love. Just probably not as much. I mean, I feel like pumpkin apple is kind of lighter on the pumpkin, so it's not quite as obviously pumpkin. Really nice. You get the cinnamon and apple, you definitely get the caramel. There's really not a coffee note in here, which is interesting because technically it's like a macchiato scent, so I feel like it should have some coffee or espresso or something in it, but nonetheless, I do like it. This didn't come back this year, so we'll see if it comes back next year. I would say strength on this is pretty high, throw of probably an average of an 8 to a 9. Okay, last one is actually banana walnut muffin. As you can tell, there's still a lot of wax in here. And it is completely crocked. So I put this in my candle crock instead of burning. The reason for that, this doesn't really smell like anything now. It's barely any scent at all. The reason I did that was because the wicks on this were very puny. And so it was also starting to smell kind of scorched and burnt. And I was like, done with that. So I was like, I'm not gonna babysit this candle and I don't want it to smell burnt while I'm babysitting it. So I just put it in the crock. It melts all the wax all at once, releases the fragrance. Still get to enjoy the fragrance without wasting my time babysitting the candle. So performance was not good, but once I put it in the crock, I would say like the strength and throw is probably way higher than it would have been if I burned it. So that's a really good way to get use out of your candles if you still like the scent, but you're not really happy with the performance. So I would say in the crock, this was pretty high strength, maybe a throw of like 7 to an 8. So anyways, I was able to save that through the crock. I need to do a video on like what I use for like candle accessories. I think that's helpful, but there is some candle crocks linked in my LTK. So my LTK is linked on my YouTube, my Instagram. Follow me on LTK. I link all of my favorite things on there. So, okay, done with candles. And I'm sorry guys, I feel like I'm rushing this, but I need to leave the house here in a little bit. So, last couple things are not candles, they're home empties. So, one is Apple Spice Season from Scentsy. I posted this on my stories a couple times. This reminds me a lot of pumpkin apple from Bath & Body Works. And I have them right next to each other, so. This is a little bit heavier on the apple, but it's very, very similar. You get the apple and the cinnamon, the spice, probably a little bit of clove in there. This is pretty good. This had pretty good performance for me. Lasted probably 2 to 3 days in my warmers. So really like this one. And this one did come back in the fall catalog this year. So you can pick this up. Okay, last but not least is a home empty. One of my favorite scents from Mrs. Meyer's, which is Snowdrop. So this is a beautiful, you could use this year round. I'd have to look up like the actual scent notes, but it's fresh. You get like a bergamot, a little bit of floral. It's really fresh, which is why you can use it year round. This is a beautiful scent, one of my absolute favorites from them. So if you've never tried them before and you're looking for a good, like not really a seasonal fragrance, this is a really great one to start with. Although, even though it's not technically like seasonal and fragrance notes, it does release like during the holiday season. All right, guys, that's it for my mid-September candle empties and home empties. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you've been burning any of the same fragrances as me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.